Chapter 1449, Protecting 1-inch S-Child. 3. The expression of everyone present flickered. Jiang Yiming and the others bowed their heads silently. They looked embarrassed and anxious. Jiang Lu had not expected the truth to be like that. Jiang Yiming and the others had really deliberately provoked Yi Qingtang and tried to make trouble for her. But he had fully believed Jiang Yiming and repeatedly asked Yi Qingtang to apologize to him. Even though he was biased, Jiang Lu could not help but feel embarrassed. Is this how the Jiang family does things? My daughter has just returned to the Jiang family, and you bully her like that. Mo laughed in rage. A cold light shone in her eyes. They could tell from the scenes conjured by the memory pearl that if Yi Qingtang had not been alert and resourceful, she would have been killed by their combined attack. After all, Yi Qingtang was not injured. Jiang Yiming and the others may have overstepped the boundaries a little, but it is true that Yi Qingtang suddenly attacked and injured someone. According to our family rules, she should still be punished. Elder Meng did not change tack even after he saw everything. In the scenes just now, Yi Qingtang really attacked someone suddenly and injured him, just as Jiang Yiming and the others said. Is there anything wrong with that? Yi Qingtang was impressed by how he could take things out of context. This Elder Meng really hated her. Elder Meng, what have I done wrong? Jiang Yiming volunteered to fight me one-on-one. What's the matter? Am I not allowed to fight? Yi Qingtang laughed coldly. Although it was a one-on-one fight, you attacked before the match started. You were not abiding by the rules. Elder Meng doggedly held on to this point and refused to let go. Yi Qingtang suddenly laughed loudly. Elder Meng, are you deaf? Just now, the memory pearl clearly recorded that Jiang Yiming volunteered to let me go first, so of course I struck the first blow. I only did so with his agreement. Who knew that he could still spout so much nonsense? Yi Qingtang's argument was watertight. Elder Meng's expression immediately darkened. The truth was that Jiang Yiming had agreed to let her go first before she attacked. Based on this reasoning, Yi Qingtang's sudden strike was not a covert attack, but the start of the match. Jiang Yiming had no ground for complaint after he was kicked. Elder Meng had repeatedly insisted on her guilt, but Yi Qingtang had easily refuted him. Now, his expression turned ugly. Jiang Yiming was angry and annoyed. He had not expected Yi Qingtang to be so cunning. He suddenly laughed at the scene before her. You are truly worthy to be my daughter. You're not so easily bullied. He looked at Yi Qingtang dotingly. Even if Yi Qingtang was in the wrong, you would not allow her to be harmed, much less if she was in the right. With that, she looked up, and her gaze swept across everyone present. Her look was wintry and merciless. We have clearly established what happened today. In the future, if anyone dares to use this matter to make things difficult for Tang Tang, I will reduce them to ashes. Jiang Yiming and the others were so frightened by Mo's gaze that they started to quiver all over. Her words were clearly a warning to them. Tang Tang was clearly the victim here. They bullied her. Based on the Jiang family rules, they should be punished. Mo's half-hooded eyes looked straight at Elder Meng, who kept trying to pronounce Yi Qingtang's guilt. They had bullied her daughter. How could they be let off so easily? She's not injured at all. What did we do wrong? Jiang Yiming immediately protested when he heard that he was to be punished. Mo laughed coldly. Elder Meng said solemnly, she brought it on herself because of her bad character. Yi Qingtang must have conducted herself improperly, as they would not have provoked her for no reason. Ultimately, she is the one who caused all this trouble after she entered the Jiang family, so she is still at fault. Chapter 1450, Protecting 1-inch S-Child. For Elder Meng. Do you really think I'm afraid of you? Mo looked at Elder Meng, and her lips curved in a chilly smile. Before you falsely accuse Tang Tang, why don't you ask her mother if she will permit it? As Mo finished speaking, the two demon fox servants behind her stepped forward. One held a bow and the other a sword. Both looked murderous. Mo, do you still dare to do as you please within the Jiang family's territory? Elder Meng shouted coldly. This is not the first time I've done as I please here. What's one time more or less? Mo replied frostily. Jiang Lu saw that Mo and Elder Ming were about to fight and immediately stepped forward to mediate. But at that moment, Yi Qingtang said, Elder Ming, are you saying I conducted myself improperly? Of course. Why else would they provoke you and not someone else? Elder Ming spoke with certainty. Yi Qingtang laughed softly. When they arrived, they made it clear that they were avenging Yi Yu. Elder Ming, have you forgotten their words? Elder Ming frowned. You say I brought it on myself because of my bad character, but what have I done wrong? Yi Yu took my spirit root, and now she turns around and puts the blame on me, urging these people to teach me a lesson. Do they really think I'm so easily bullied because I'm an orphan? Now, my mother is back, and you're still trying to falsely accuse me? Yi Qingtang laughed coldly. Tang, what are you saying? Mo was startled. Yi Qingtang looked at Mo and told her how Yi Yu had stolen her spirit root. A look of shock flashed across Mo's pale face, and her eyes were filled with tenderness. After Mo gave birth, her enemies took her child away before she even set eyes on it. For years, Mo had not mentioned it, but had secretly sent men to search for her daughter. Now, she was naturally delighted to finally meet Yi Qingtang, but she would never have expected that her daughter's spirit root had been forcibly dug out of her. Good, very good. Ha ha. Mo suddenly chuckled. She lowered her eyes, but her laughter sent cold chills down their spines. Elder Ming's expression froze. Of course, he did not know that Yi Yu had stolen Yi Qingtang's spirit root. But even if it was true, why did it matter? The next moment, Mo suddenly looked up. She abruptly raised her slender arm, and a white ray of light shot from her palm and blasted towards Jiang Yiming. No one expected that Mo, who was still chuckling, would suddenly attack. She struck so suddenly that Elder Ming and Jiang Lu did not have time to react. The next moment, Jiang Yiming was hit by the white light. He flew like a kite with a broken string and crashed heavily into a stone pillar. A large mouthful of blood spurted from his mouth. You are not to belittle my daughter. If the Jiang family will not protect her, her mother, will protect her myself. I will not show mercy to anyone who bullied her. Mo's arrogant air grew, and her limpid eyes filled with murderous intent. Jiang Lu hurried over to Jiang Yiming's injuries to check on his injuries. Mo reached out and grabbed Yi Qingtang's wrist. She leaped upwards and flew towards the Jiang family's backyard. Tang, don't be afraid. Mother will dig your spirit root out of that despicable person's body and return it to you. With your mother here, no one will bully you anymore. Chapter 1451, Protecting 1-inch Child 5. The two demon fox servants and the beta demon lord immediately followed. Oh no, Mo is gone to look for Yi Yu. Jiang Lu was shocked and realized that things were going badly. Elder Ming immediately gave chase, leaving behind the severely wounded Jiang Yiming and the terrified youths. In the courtyard of the Eastern Garden, a pale-looking Yi Yu was strolling through the courtyard in the company of Jiang Qin. Jiang Qin looked tenderly at Yi Yu's pale little face. She knew what Yi Yu was thinking, so Jiang Qin spoke. Don't worry about it anymore. I've already asked Yiming to teach that little bitch a lesson. Who is she that you should worry about her like that? I can't bear to see you looking like this. Yi Yu giggled inwardly when she heard Jiang Qin's words. She knew that Jiang Qin was childless, and so doted on Yi Yu. For the past 2 days, she had deliberately pretended to be depressed and listless in front of Jiang Qin. And Qin, I don't want my problems to give you trouble. In the matter involving Yi Qingtang, my grandfather was in the wrong. I understand why she hates me. I just don't want to disrupt the peace in the Jiang family. Yi Yu pretended to be sensible. How is your grandfather in the wrong? How can that little bitch compare to you? It is an honor for her to have her spirit root residing in your body. The two of you are as disparate as clouds and mud. Jiang Qin despised Yi Qingtang. Also, Yi Qingtang's appearance had caused Yi Yu so much grief that she hated Yi Qingtang even more. And Qin, you're so good to me. Yi Yu gave Jiang Qin a grateful look. Jiang Qin's lips curved in a hint of smile. She patted Yi Yu's head and said, "Silly child, by the time this matter is resolved, your grandfather should have come out of seclusion. Then, he will certainly select a better set of cultivation techniques for you. You only need to focus and build a firm foundation. There is no need to waste your energy on such worthless people." Yi smiled smugly. So what if Yi Qingtang crawled into the Jiang family? She was all alone with no one to back her up. How could she be a match for Yi Yu? As the two of them were talking, Jiang Qin suddenly sensed a piercing aura floating through the air towards them. The next moment, Yi appeared before them, with Yi Qingtang in tow. A look of shock flashed across Yi Yu's eyes when she saw Yi Qingtang. Jiang Qin said she had ordered Jiang Yiming to bring some men to teach Yi Qingtang a lesson. Yi Yu knew of Jiang Qin's ability and thought that Yi Qingtang would suffer terribly. But she had not expected Yi Qingtang to appear before her eyes, completely unharmed. Also, a frail-looking but exquisitely beautiful woman stood next to Yi Qingtang. Yu had not seen this woman before. Although Yu had never seen her before, Jiang Qin recognized her at a glance. Moe. Jiang Qin frowned as she looked at Moe, who had appeared with Yi Qingtang. Yi was shocked by Jiang Qin's words. Moe, isn't that the name of Jiang Lang's wife? Yi subconsciously widened her eyes and stared at Moe. Why has Moe suddenly returned? Wasn't it said that this couple was eccentric and vicious? Yi had assumed that Jiang Lang and his wife would not care about their relatives and had not expected Moe to return. Is she Yi? Moe did not even bother to look at Jiang Qin. At that moment, she was intent on disemboweling Yi Yu, who had snatched her daughter's spirit root. Chapter 1452, Protecting 1-inch S-Child 6. Yi Qingtang glanced at Yi Yu and nodded. A cold smile surfaced on Moe's pale face. Her half-hooded eyes passed over Yi Yu. As Moe's gaze passed over Yi Yu, she felt as if a poisonous serpent was crawling over her. She shuddered and involuntarily ducked behind Jiang Qin. Jiang Qin had naturally noticed Moe's hostility. She advanced and hid Yi Yu behind her. Moe, why are you here? Jiang Qin, you should at least call me second sister-in-law. Moe raised her chin slightly and glanced coldly at Jiang Qin. Then she said frostily, but right now, you'd better get lost. Aunt Qin, Yi Yu is no fool. She clearly sensed Moe's murderous intent that was directed at her. She frantically held on to Jiang Qin's sleeve. Jiang Qin frowned. When she saw Moe and Yi Qingtang appear together, she knew that things had gone awry. Her brother and his wife were unpredictable by nature. She wanted to get rid of Yi Qingtang before they returned, but could not be certain of what they thought. But now, Moe was back, and her attitude was unmistakable. Don't be afraid. I'm here. Jiang Qin consoled her. With that, Jiang Qin stepped forward and looked at Moe icily. Moe, this is the Jiang family. You're not allowed to just do whatever you like. Moe covered her lips and smiled. All of you are so funny. You know I'm used to doing whatever I like, but you're still carping at me. Jiang Qin, since you are Jiang Lang's younger sister, I won't quibble with you. You just get lost. Today, I will make this Yi Yu return my daughter's spirit root. When Jiang Qin heard that, her expression grew grim, and she tightened her defense around Yi Yu. Dream on. This spirit root has long belonged to you. Then I will cut open her abdomen and dig it out with my own hands. I don't mind getting dirty. Moe's lips curled slightly as she reached out for Yi Yu. Jiang Qin was startled and hurriedly intercepted her blow. The instant the two of them exchanged blows, there was a huge explosion as the artificial mountain in the yard blew up. Yi Qingtang was shocked as she watched Jiang Qin and Moe fight. Jiang Qin was extremely powerful. She only had to exert a little force, and Yi Qingtang would be rendered motionless. But Moe did not pale in comparison. As she exchanged blows with Jiang Qin, she slowly gained the upper hand. In a moment, Moe and Jiang Qin were embroiled in a fight. The two serving women and the beta demon lord also hurried over. "Young mistress, please stand back or you might be affected." A demon fox servant blocked Yi Qingtang. The beta demon lord was inwardly shocked by the scene before him. He had thought that his little sister's mother was very eccentric, but had not expected her to be so powerful. "Little sister, your mother is so powerful." Yi Qingtang herself had not expected this. In her previous life, she had only known that Mo was notorious, but had not paid attention to her abilities. The demon fox servant said, "Our mistress is the princess of the ancient dynasty. Naturally, her cultivation techniques are different from others, and her powers are superior." Yi Qingtang was slightly taken aback. The princess of the ancient dynasty? The ancient dynasty was the first dynasty to be established in central mainland 10,000 years ago. It had an illustrious history, and every member of its royal family was a top-notch cultivator. It was dominant for a time and governed the entire mainland. Even the major ancient clans had to submit to the ancient dynasty. But 10,000 years ago, the ancient dynasty had declined for some reason, and the members of its royal family gradually vanished from sight. Chapter 1453 Arrogance. 1. The demise of the ancient dynasty was a mystery to everyone in central mainland. Thousands of years ago, men might still remember some legends about the ancient dynasty, but as time passed, the name ancient dynasty became foreign to many. Even in legends, the top cultivators of the ancient dynasty were slowly forgotten. Yi Qingtang would never have thought that Mo was a princess of the ancient dynasty. Did that mean that the ancient dynasty was not completely extinct? Legend had it that the bloodline of the ancient dynasty was special and their cultivation techniques extreme. A normal person could not even have a taste of it. Yi Qingtang was unable to tell what cultivation realm Mo was in. Even now, as Mo and Jiangqin fought, she could not see clearly. Mo's aura was turbid, and it was hard to tell what realm she was in. Although she could not tell what realm Mo was in, Mo had firmly suppressed Jiangqin. Jiangqin was extremely talented, and within the Jiang family, she was considered to be one of the elite members of her generation. Few could compare to her. Even so, she was no match for Mo. At that moment, Yu, who was standing nearby, was growing increasingly frantic. She thought that with Jiangqin to protect her, no one in the Jiang family could touch her. She had not dreamed that Yi Qingtang's mother would have such terrifying powers. Even two Jiangqins were no match for her. Yi could not help but panic. If Jiangqin lost, wouldn't she suffer too? She subconsciously tried to flee, but her movements did not escape Mo's sharp eyes. Even as she traded blows with Jiangqin, Mo did not overlook this girl who was responsible for stealing her daughter's spirit root. "Don't let her go," Mo said with a cold laugh. The two demon fox servants immediately flew over and attacked Yu. Yi Qingtang now realized that both the demon fox servants were heavenly venerates. Even Yu, who was at the ninth heaven of the arcane supremacy, was no match for them. Her mother's companions were truly talented people keeping a low profile. Jiangqin saw that Yu was in danger and wanted to rescue her, but before she could take a single step towards Yu, Mo blocked her way with a flash of cold light. "Jiangqin, where do you think you're going?" "I haven't had enough fun yet." The amused smile on Mo's lips deepened. Jiangqin was now frantic. She wanted to disengage herself to rescue Yu, but was unable to rid herself of Mo. Yu screamed with fright as she saw the two demon fox servants charging towards her. At that moment, Elder Meng suddenly flew over and raised his hands to force the two demon fox servants back. Jiang Lu, who was slightly behind him, also arrived. He was alarmed to see Mo and Jiangqin embroiled in a fight. "Second sister-in-law, have mercy." Jiang Lu panicked. He knew Mo's powers and knew that Jiangqin was no match for her. Mo would not listen. Her blows grew increasingly vicious, and within a few rounds, Jiangqin's face had been scraped in several places. Things are going badly for her. At that moment, Tuoba Yao, who had gone out, hurriedly returned. When he saw Mo Yi suppressing Jiang Qin, he looked grim and immediately worked with Jiang Qin to force Mo Yi back. And Mo Yi pivoted and landed next to Yi Qingtang. Her pale face remained composed. "What's the matter? Are you in a hurry to die?" Chapter 1454, Arrogance 2, Mo Yi, don't go too far. Jiang Qin panted into Tuoba Yao's arms. She looked viciously at Mo Yi. "So what if I'm bullying you?" Mo Yi raised her brows slightly, completely unafraid. Tuoba Yao's eyes glittered, and a murderous aura rippled around him. The two demon fox servants instantly returned to Jiang Qin's side and flanked her with a serious air. It looked as if the fight was about to start again, and Jiang Lu hurriedly advanced and said, "Second sister-in-law, we are all family. Why disrupt the harmony in our family?" "All family." Mo Yi laughed softly. Her eyes were as cold as ice. "We are all family, but you permitted someone to snatch my daughter's spirit root? We are all family, but you allow the younger generation of the Jiang family to bully my daughter at will? What rubbish! I, Mo Yi, am not in the same clan as you. If you don't hand you over to me today, I don't mind killing the entire Jiang family." Mo Yi's aura surged, and her robes flew. Jiang Qin and the others had extremely ugly expressions. Mo Yi had always been like that. She did not respect anyone. Her hands were even stained with Jiang family blood. "Second sister-in-law, you is also a child of our Jiang family. It is all water under the bridge. Just forget it. You're rarely home. Why make things so difficult?" Jiang Lu continued to cajole. Mo Yi laughed coldly and looked at Jiang Lu scornfully. At that moment, Jiang Lu realized that his words were inappropriate. Yi was a child of the Jiang family, so they wanted to protect her. However, Yi Qingtang was also a child of the Jiang family, but the younger generation of the Jiang family had bullied her repeatedly. "We were biased in this incident. Second sister-in-law, please calm down. Father is currently in seclusion. Why not wait for father to end his seclusion before making a decision?" Jiang Lu used a conciliatory tone. Mo Yi's gaze passed over everyone present. She seemed scornful of Jiang Liu's words. "Second sister-in-law, even if you don't consider yourself, please consider second brother and Tang Tang. The Jiang family blood flows in their veins," Jiang Lu said. Mo Yi was definitely at a disadvantage in the current situation. If it were just Jiang Qin alone, Mo Yi would not be concerned. But now, Tuoba Yao, Elder Meng, and Jiang Lu were all on Yi Yu's side. If Mo Yi forced the matter, they might seize the opportunity to harm Yi Qingtang. After some consideration, Mo Yi said frostily, "When is the domain monarch ending his seclusion?" When Jiang Lu heard that there was room of discussion, he immediately said, "Father will end his seclusion in 3 days at the latest. Then we'll give her a few more days. In 3 days, when the domain monarch ends his seclusion, I will insist she returns my daughter her spirit root, regardless of his judgment." Mo Yi said frostily. "Dream on." Mo Yi, you just tried to touch a hair on Yuer's head. Jiang Qin glared at Mo Yi viciously. Mo Yi swept a glance at Jiang Qin. Her lips curved in an icy smile. "In 3 days' time, not only will I touch her, but I will disembowel her and take her spirit root." "How dare you?" "Why wouldn't I dare?" Mo Yi said coldly. If Tuoba Yao had not held her back, Jiang Qin would probably start fighting with Mo Yi again. Yi was standing nearby, watching Mo Yi, who was like a killing god. When she heard that Mo Yi wanted to disembowel her, she felt a chill throughout her body. She could not help but recall how she and a Yi family elder had disemboweled Yi Qingtang together and dug out her spirit root. No, she definitely did not want to end up like that. Mo Yi could not be bothered to quibble with them. She flew off with Yi Qingtang and the others. Chapter 1455, Arrogance 3. Jiang Lu only heaved a sigh of relief after Mo Yi left. His back was soaked in cold sweat. "Third brother, why do you need to be so timid? That MOE is just too disrespectful. We have numbers on our side. Why should we be afraid of her? Jiang Qin was angered by Jiang Liu's weak nature. But Jiang Liu said, "Can you calm down? So what if we have numbers on our side? You know that MOE is from the ancient dynasty. What about the ancient dynasty? It's been dead for 10,000 years. The central mainland of today is no longer in the era of the ancient dynasty. Our Jiang family is the current domain monarch." Jiang Qin said coldly. "The ancient dynasty no longer exists, but don't you know about the ancient dynasty's strange cultivation techniques? We've known MOE for many years, but no one has ever determined her cultivation level. Father will end his seclusion in a few days. Everything can wait until he ends his seclusion and deals with it. Why do you need to be so impatient?" Jiang Liu frowned and seemed rather agitated. Jiang Qin wanted to continue, but Tuoba Yao pulled her aside, so she only grunted coldly. Yi Yu, who was standing nearby, was completely ashen. This time, her pallor was real, unlike her previous act. Don't worry. Aunt Qin will back you up. I would like to see whether that MOE has the ability to touch you within the Jiang family." Jiang Qin looked at Yi Yu's paper-white face and comforted her tenderly. "Aunt Qin, I'm frightened. Yi Qingtang's mother says she's going to dig out my spirit root. I know Yi Qingtang hates me, but we're sisters." Yi Yu pretended to quiver in fright and looked pitiable. Jiang Qin felt even more tenderness towards her. "What sisters? She's not fit to be your sister. If she had not tattled to MOE and asked MOE to come and dig out your spirit root, MOE would not know about all this." Yi Yu secretly wept pitifully. Meanwhile, MOE brought Yi Qingtang back to the western courtyard, and Yi Qingtang invited MOE into her room. MOE studied the room, then tugged at Yi Qingtang's hand and sat down. She spoke. "Tang Tang, don't worry. I will certainly get your spirit root back for you. There were too many of them just now. If I took the risk and just fought them to the death, I'm afraid Jiang Qin and the others would harm you out of desperation." Yi Qingtang looked at MOE. Although she knew MOE was not her real mother, her heart was filled with warmth. She had been adopted by Yi Ling when she was young, and she had never had a mother or experienced a mother's love. This time, she had traveled to the central dynasty hoping to find her mother. But at that moment, MOE had allowed her to experience the greatness of a mother's love, which was to protect her child at all costs, even if she made enemies of everyone else. "I know, Mother." MOE was startled to be called Mother. Her limpid eyes suddenly grew moist. She gathered Yi Qingtang into her arms and half closed her eyes, caressing this treasure that had once been lost. "These years have been hard on you, but now that you have returned to my side, I will protect you. If anyone has hurt you, I will avenge you." Yi Qingtang almost greedily luxuriated in this precious maternal love. Whether in her past or present life, this was her first time experiencing such warmth. But at that moment, she could not help but envy the green-robed girl for having such a doting mother. When she thought of the green-robed girl, Yi Qingtang somehow felt that she had overlooked something. Chapter 1456 Extermination 1. In her previous life, Yi Qingtang did not have any interactions with Jiang Lang and his wife in the central mainland, and only knew that they slaughtered people mercilessly. However, not long after Yi Qingtang reached the central mainland, the couple suddenly disappeared. She only happened to hear that the couple's corpses were found in a desert mountain when she was about to leave the central mainland. They had already died for many years when they were found, but their corpses were dried, and all their cultivation was completely devoured. Jiang Lang and his wife committed many sins when they were alive, and no one collected their corpses even after they died. It was the Jiang family that learned of the news a very long time later and hastily sent people to collect their corpses. Yi Qingtang did not pay much attention then, but it was a little strange thinking about it now. Given MOE's and Jiang Lang's skills, how could they die without a sound? Moreover, according to what the person who discovered the corpses said, there were no scars found, and there did not seem to be any fights before they died. What kind of person could suck dry all of the couple's cultivation without them laying a hand on the person? A shocking guess flashed across Yi Qingtang's mind suddenly. Could it be that their powers were devoured by the heavenly demon devouring bloodline? Yi Qingtang was shocked by her own guess. She did not meet the lady in green in her previous life, and the devouring bloodline was still on that lady, while that lady was the biological daughter of Mo Yi and Jiang Lang. If not for the sudden change in this lifetime's trajectory, perhaps that lady in green would return to the Jiang family in the future and to the couple's side. If it was their biological daughter, Jiang Lang and his wife probably would not have their guard up against her, returning to her family, devouring her parents' skills, and killing them. Yi Qingtang increasingly found that these clues seemed to corroborate with the couple's death. However, this was only her guess, and she did not know what exactly happened in her previous life. Yi Qingtang did not have many feelings toward Jiang Lang and his wife in her previous life, but Mo Yi protected her so much today. Yi Qingtang had a heart as well, so how could she not be grateful? Mo Yi was unaware of Yi Qingtang's guesses and only let go of her reluctantly after hugging for a long time. Her motherly gaze scanned Yi Qingtang closely, and however she looked at her did not seem to be enough. Your father will like you as well if he sees you. Father? Did he not return with you? Yi Qingtang was a little curious, as the couple was rumored to always be by each other's side. Mo Yi said with a smile, "Some tactless people annoyed your father, and he has to spend some time to massacre all of them. He told me to return first to look at you, and so I left first." Massacre all of them? Yi Qingtang was silent. All right, a caring mother she was, but this kindness was only shown to her daughter. This couple was still as heartless to others. Mo Yi wanted to say something more, but she suddenly started coughing. The demon fox servant hurriedly retrieved a medicine gourd from her space ring and handed it to Mo Yi. Mo Yi received it and drank it. Yi Qingtang smelled a bitter medicinal scent that had a faint smell of blood. "Mother, are you unwell?" Yi Qingtang noticed that Mo Yi's complexion was very pale and that her breathing was much weaker than others. Mo Yi was unusually valiant when fighting Jiang Qin, and Yi Qingtang thought it was just a front, but now it seemed that there really was a problem. Chapter 1457 Extermination. To Mo Yi passed the medicine gourd to her servant and smiled. "It's a problem from the bloodline. It's nothing much. I was initially still worried that you followed my bloodline, but now it seems that you followed your father. This is good as well. Although people with my bloodline are powerful, there are many drawbacks. It is great that you have the heavenly demon bloodline variant." Bloodline drawbacks? Yi Qingtang was slightly taken aback. Everyone knew about the power of the ancient dynasty, but their downfall was a mystery. Could it be related to this bloodline? Mo Yi did not seem to intend to talk about her bloodline. Meeting her daughter after over 10 years, Mo Yi did have many things to talk to Yi Qingtang about, and Yi Qingtang calmed down to feel the momentary familial comfort. Mo Yi was overjoyed that her lost daughter returned to her, but there was one person in the Jiang family who was infuriated. Jiang Shun's firm features seemed to be ripping apart from hatred as he looked at Jiang Yiming, who was laying in bed breathlessly. Jiang Lu, Jiang Qin, and her husband and others were present in the room. "How's Yiming's injury?" Jiang Lu took a look at Jiang Shun's somber expression and then at the physician beside them. That physician's forehead had a layer of cold sweat as he replied anxiously, "Young Master Yiming's injuries are very severe. His arteries are damaged. Although his life is saved, I'm afraid all his cultivation will." Jiang Lu was shocked by what the physician said. "Jiang Yiming is crippled?" Yi Sun, who was standing aside, shivered as he looked at the lifeless Jiang Yiming. Jiang Yiming was a heavenly venerate, but Mo Yi actually crippled him with one move. She was standing right behind Jiang Yiming then, and if Mo Yi's attack landed on her, she would have died at the scene. "Sister Yu." Yi Sun tugged Yi Yu's sleeves. Yi looked down with an ashamed expression. "It's all my fault. If Brother Yiming did not vent anger for me, he would not confront Yi Qingtang, and all the more not cause Yi Qingtang to be resentful and incite her mother to hurt Brother Yiming. Then, Yi took a step forward and kneeled before Jiang Shan. Uncle, it's all my fault. I did Brother Yiming wrong. Jiang Shan had a gloomy expression and did not speak. Jiang Qin was tearful at the sight and hurriedly helped Yi Yu up. Ew, this has nothing to do with you. It's Mo Yi and her daughter who are evil. Jiang Qin looked at Jiang Shan and said, Eldest brother, Yiming is your only son. Now that he is harmed to this state because of Mo Yi and her daughter, you must definitely avenge him. It's all my fault. I did not notice and protect Yiming. Jiang Lu was extremely vexed at this instant. Jiang Shan was the eldest son of the domain monarch. He had been the acting family master during the domain monarch's seclusion and had an extremely high status in the Jiang family. Jiang Yiming was his only son. Eldest brother, seeing that Jiang Shan did not reply. Jiang Qin wanted to say something more, but he suddenly raised his hand and smashed the wall with his palm. Where is Mo Yi now? Jiang Shan had a sinister and murderous gaze. Jiang Qin was delighted and replied immediately. She's in the West Garden right now. Expressionless, Jiang Shan turned around and walked out of the door. Jiang Qin and the rest noticed and immediately followed. Eldest brother, Mo Yi is too arrogant. Her cultivation technique is unusual. I will come with you. Jiang Qin had her own plans. Mo Yi's cultivation techniques were unusual, but no matter what, she was on her own. Now that Jiang Lang was not around and the domain monarch was in seclusion, it was the best time to get rid of Mo Yi and Yi Qingtang. Chapter 1458, Extermination. 3. Jiang Qin would not let Mo Yi have any chance to harm Yu. Jiang Shan did not say anything, which implied silent consent to Jiang Qin's suggestion. The domain monarch would come out of seclusion 3 days later, and even if Jiang Lang came back, the domain monarch would not allow him to mess around. Eldest brother, you all. Jiang Lu wanted to say something when he saw that the situation was off, but Jiang Qin cut him and said, Third brother, you watched Yiming grow up. Can you bear to see him in this state now? This, Jiang Lu was in a daze. Mo Yi already said that she will dig Yuer's spirit root 3 days later. In the past, she and Jiang Lang killed Elder Ming's son as well. Are you not clear about these, third brother? Mo Yi ultimately does not share our family name, but she harmed our clan members repeatedly. Are you really going to stand up for someone with a different family name? Jiang Lang snickered. Jiang Lu was speechless. After discussions, they headed straight to the West Garden immediately. Yi planned to follow them as well, but Yi Sun pulled Yi Yu fearfully. Sister Yu, it's better for us to not go. That Mo, seeing that others had left, all the remorse and guilt left Yi Yu's face. What are you afraid of? No matter how powerful that Mo Yi is, how can she win against Aunt Qin and so many of them? Once Mo Yi dies, Yi Qingtang will no longer have a backing. I must see how she dies tragically today. Yi Sun thought that it made sense as well and did not say anything much. Then, she followed Yi Yu and headed there as well in hopes of seeing Yi Qingtang die. In the West Garden, Mo Yi asked Yi Qingtang about her childhood after consuming the medicine. The two of them laughed and sighed from time to time and seemed to have a close mother and daughter relationship. Even Beta Demon Lord was envious of them. But at this time, Mo Yi's gaze suddenly changed. The two demon fox servants at the door tightened their grip on their weapons vigilantly at this instant as well. Mother, Yi Qingtang vaguely sensed that there was something wrong when she saw that Mo Yi's expression changed. Mo Yi patted Yi Qingtang's hand. I'm here. Afterward, Mo Yi rose immediately, and the tightly shut door was unlocked instantly with a flick of her sleeves. Outside the door were Jiang Shan and the rest. The warmth in Yi Qingtang's eyes faded immediately when she saw the ill-intentioned people, and she stood beside Mo Yi. Fuck, they're here to stir up trouble. The little white tiger in Yi Qingtang's arm knew that the situation was bad when it saw these people appearing together. A smile flashed across Moe's pale face as she glanced at the speaking little white tiger. She then looked up at the people outside the door. Why? Are you all unwilling to wait for 3 days? Are you all returning Yiyu's spirit root to my daughter? Jiang Shun squinted his eyes and glared at Moe with malice. Jiang Qin scoffed. Moe, you're still so muddle-headed with death at hand. This is the Jiang residence. You behaved recklessly however you wanted, ruined the descendants of the Jiang family, and violated the family rules repeatedly. Today is the day where you will repay for all your sins. Ah, Moe chuckled as she looked at the gloomy Jiang Shun. Is Jiang Yiming killed by a single move from me? Did you all hurry here for his funeral? Jiang Shun's expression became increasingly contorted. Moe, I always refuse to haggle with people like you on the account of my second younger brother. However, you injure my son severely today, and I must settle this score. So he's not dead. Moe shook her head faintly and smiled. Your son bullied my daughter. It's truly a pity that I could not kill him. Chapter 1459, Shameless One, Elder Brother, Moe is unrepentant even now. Why bother to bandy words with her? Just cut off her head and avenge Yiming. Jiang Qin fanned the flames. Jiang Shun nodded slightly. The aura that surrounded him instantly grew. Jiang Qin and Tuoba Yao were also prepared to attack. Moe looked at them frostily, and a chilly smile appeared on her lips. She turned her head slightly to look at Yi Qingtang and then raised her hand to smooth Yi Qingtang's hair, which lay against her cheek. Tang, this place is too filthy. Wait for me in the room. But Yi Qingtang shook her head. She knew Moe was very powerful, but Jiang Qin and the others were no weaklings. She could not abandon Moe now that they were ganging up on her. Mother, why don't I fight together with you? Although they were not actually related by blood, Moe had been good to her. Moe was startled, but then she laughed softly. Very well, we will kill our enemies together. I'll slaughter these people who bullied my Tang. With that, Moe's gaze suddenly turned towards Jiang Qin and the others. If I survive today, all of you will die in the future. Moe's words were filled with powerful, murderous intent. The two demon fox servants were at attention. Even the baited demon lord was prepared to fight. Jiang Qin and the others were all heavenly venerates. Based on their current fighting abilities, it would be difficult for Yi Qingtang and the baited demon lord to participate in today's battle. But at that moment, no one was prepared to retreat. The next instant, Jiang Qin and the others suddenly charged at Moe. Moe leaped into the air and met them in battle. Her two servants also entered the fight. Yi Qingtang was not far behind. She took a few bottles of elixirs from her space ring that could temporarily increase her abilities and drank them. Then, she drew her sword and charged with the little white tiger and the baited demon lord. Yi Yu and Yi Sun, who had followed Jiang Qin and the others, now stood at the entrance of the yard and watched the melee from a distance. Yi Yu's eyes passed over everyone and then settled on Yi Qingtang. Her eyes were filled with malice. Elder sister Yuer, Yi Qingtang is doomed. Moe is certainly no match for Aunt Qin and the others when they join forces against her, Yi Sun said with a smile. Yi Yu's lips curved in a faint smile. She had come here just to see Qingtang lose her head. In a moment, a series of pitched battles were taking place throughout the yard. The two demon fox servants were fairly powerful, but they still paled in comparison to Jiang Qin and the others. Yi Qingtang and the baited demon lord joined forces with the two servants to hamper Jiang Qin and Tuoba Yao. But Jiang Shun directly attacked Moe. Jiang Shun was much more powerful than Jiang Qin. He managed to hold his own as he traded blows with Moe. For a while, things were at a stalemate, and it was difficult to determine who would win. Yi Qingtang and a demon fox servant fought Jiang Qin. Jiang Qin was no match for Moe, but could manage the demon fox servant and Yi Qingtang. The demon fox servant and Yi Qingtang joined forces, but were still no match for Jiang Qin. After a while, the demon fox servant was struck by Jiang Qin and spat out a large mouthful of blood. Young mistress, you better go. Traces of blood stained the demon fox servant's robes red. Her voice did not waver, but she protected Yi Qingtang so that she could leave the battlefield. Jiang Qin was much more powerful than she imagined. The young mistress' powers just could not compare to Jiang Qin. It did not matter if she died, but nothing must happen to the young mistress. Trying to escape? It's not that easy. Jiang Qin would not allow Yi Qingtang to leave. She leaped up and brushed past the demon fox servant, her palm descending on Yi Qingtang. Chapter 1460 Shameless 2. A fierce burst of flames exploded around Yi Qingtang. The black flames roared as she forced herself to withstand Jiang Qin's blow. However, blood seeped from the corner of her mouth. Mo was fighting fiercely with Jiang Qin, but she kept an eye on Yi Qingtang. When she saw that Jiang Qin had injured Yi Qingtang, Mo's pale face instantly turned crimson. Jiang Qin, how dare you injure my daughter? The next instant, Mo soared upwards and struck. A huge white glow, like lightning, shot towards Jiang Qin. Jiang Qin was shocked and hurriedly withdrew. She raised her eyes to look at Mo with a cold smile on her lips. Mo, I not only want to injure her, but I want to break your daughter's neck in front of you. They'll kill you. Mo's eyes were half-hooded. Her dark pupils seemed to slowly dilate until they covered the whites of her eyes. Before Mo could get away, Jiang Shun pressed towards her, not giving Mo an opportunity to rescue Yi Qingtang. Mo, open your eyes and look at me carefully, so you can see how I twist off your daughter's head, Jiang Qin said with a cold smirk. Then, she attacked Yi Qingtang with a flying leap. Mo was frantic, but Jiang Shun hampered her and did not give her a chance to leave. Scram! Mo gave a low shout. Jiang Shun laughed coldly. Mo, this is your retribution. You injure my son. Today, your daughter is going to be killed before your eyes. This is retribution. Ha ha. By then, Mo's eyes had turned completely black. A black vein stretched from her temple to her cheek. Her skin seemed to grow even paler. She looked like a demon who had crawled out of hell. Her powers suddenly grew exponentially. The smug expression was suddenly wiped off Jiang Shun's face. His eyes filled with shock when he saw that Mo's powers had suddenly surged. What is happening? All of you shall die. Mo suddenly spoke. Her voice was imbued with a faint, plaintive wail. Her speed instantly doubled. Shocked, Jiang Shun hurriedly moved to defend himself. Meanwhile, Yi Qingtang saw that Jiang Qin was moving step by step closer to her, but she remained completely calm. Yi Qingtang, of all things, you should never have offended my Yuer. Who do you think you are to pit yourself against Yuer? Today will be the day you die. Jiang Qin had no regard for Yi Qingtang, and she laughed coldly as she drew nearer. Yi Qingtang narrowed her eyes slightly and secretly stimulated the energy in her body. Jiang Qin suddenly struck. A red light shot out from behind her. Her movements transformed into a blur of light, as if she was a flame streaking across the area. The instant Jiang Qin attacked, the black flames around Yi Qingtang surged. The towering black flames instantly transformed into a black phoenix, which charged straight at Jiang Qin. Jiang Qin was slightly taken aback. She had not expected Yi Qingtang to have such a move. She had a bad feeling about these black flames. The demon fox servants had assumed that Yi Qingtang was no match for Jiang Qin and had not expected her to be able to withstand Jiang Qin's attack. Mo had also noticed this. Her lips curved slightly, and the black vein on her face gradually vanished. Just as Mo relaxed a little, a black figure suddenly charged out from behind her. Elder Meng suddenly appeared. The moment Mo relaxed, he aimed a blow at Mo's back. Chapter 1461, Shameless 3. Mo sensed something was amiss, but did not have time to dodge. The blow hit her squarely in the back. Mo, you must pay for my son's life. Elder Meng roared. No one expected Elder Meng to suddenly appear. Jiang Shun and the others were delighted to see Elder Meng. Mo stumbled, and blood shot from her mouth. She narrowed her eyes as she looked at Elder Ming, who had attacked her from behind. Your son deserved to die, Mo said with a cold laugh as she wiped away the blood. Jiang Shun and the others had reached an impasse in their fight with Mo. In fact, after Mo's powers surged, they had slowly started to lose. No one expected Elder Ming to suddenly attack at this moment, breaking Mo's momentum. Elder Ming. Jiang Shun looked at Elder Ming and slowly raised his hand. Elder Ming had appeared at this moment because he also wanted to kill Mo. Mo would certainly die today. Mo, I would like to see what other tricks you can pull out of your bag today. You have nothing to blame but your many evil deeds, Jiang Shun said with a cold laugh. Mo's eyes narrowed. Her chest rose and fell as she breathed erratically. The demon fox servants, who were still embroiled in battle, were startled by Mo's appearance. Jiang Qin and Tuoba Yao immediately seized on their slight distraction and sent them flying with heavy injuries. Don't waste time. Kill Mo first, Elder Ming said cautiously. Tuoba Yao and Jiang Qin did not waver anymore. They leaped upwards into the void, and the four of them joined forces to surround Mo. When Yi Qingtang saw this, she also soared upwards and stood before Mo, brandishing her sword. Tang Tang. A faint smile grew on Mo's pale face when she saw that her daughter was protecting her. Mother, you leave first. Yi Qingtang fixed her eyes on Jiang Shun and the others. If not for Elder Ming's sneak attack, it would have been difficult to determine the outcome of today's fight. But now Mo seemed to be injured, perhaps. None of you will escape today. All of you will die here. Jiang Qin laughed coldly. With your abilities, Mo laughed softly. She was about to say something else when she was racked with a fit of violent coughing. Yi Qingtang was frightened to see her cough out a large amount of blood. Mo frowned slightly and looked at Yi Qingtang, who was standing in front of her. Something flashed across her eyes. Then, she suddenly reached out and pulled Yi Qingtang into her arms. She flicked her wide sleeves, and flames shot from them. The flames were interspersed with cold gleams of light, which shot towards Jiang Qin and the others. The gleams of light shot forth as flames filled the air. While Jiang Qin and the others dodged, Mo held on to Yi Qingtang and flew off, landing inside the room. Then, she curled her fingers and pulled the severely injured demon fox servants, Beta Demon Lord, and the little white tiger into the room together. The door slammed shut. The flames in the courtyard immediately disappeared. Damn it, it was an illusion. Jiang Qin only realized the truth when she saw the flames disappear suddenly. She prepared to break down the door and charge in. But as Jiang Qin was about to break down the door, Jiang Shun pulled her back. Elder brother? Jiang Qin looked surprised. Jiang Shun kicked a stone towards the tightly locked door. The moment the stone collided with the room door, it exploded into bits. It's a barrier. Elder Ming narrowed his eyes as he looked at the door. He could faintly see that the doors and windows of the room were enmeshed in lines of light that were as fine as cobwebs. Chapter 1462, Death Wish 1. So what? We have so many people. Will we be unable to break through this barrier? Once the barrier is broken, we can kill Mo and Yi Qingtang, Jiang Qin said. Elder Ming shook his head. This is a barrier passed down by the ancient dynasty. The price is too high if we break it. However, this barrier consumes too much energy. That Mo was injured by me just now. Given her current condition, she will not be able to sustain this barrier for long. We just need to wait. Jiang Qin hesitated for a moment and finally stopped. After Mo brought the people into the room, she immediately spat out a mouthful of blood, and her fragile frame was unstable. Yi Qingtang hurriedly helped to steady Mo. Mother! Mo squinted her eyes and wiped the blood at the corner of her lips. I was careless for a moment. Subsequently, Mo looked at Yi Qingtang worryingly and brushed the sinister look in her eyes away. Tang Tang, I will send you all out from the back door later. You don't need to return. You just need to head to the mountain 30 miles away to look for your father. You should be there. Moe's voice was extremely gentle, but what she said stunned Yi Qingtang. I'm not leaving. Yi Qingtang faintly felt that Moe seemed to be addressing her post-death matters. Don't be foolish. Those people outside rack their brains to take my life. I don't mind playing with them, but I will be worried if you're beside me, Moe said with a smile. Yi Qingtang did not believe a single word she said. If Moe really could deal with Jiang Shun and the rest, she would not have retreated into the room. Mother, don't lie to me. I am already an adult, Yi Qingtang said. Moe was slightly surprised, but she sighed softly. It was then that Yi Qingtang noticed a streak of black blood on Moe's pale face. Her eyes became pitch black, and the white of the eye was completely absent. Madam, the heavily wounded demon fox servants saw Moe's behavior and took out that medicine gourd strenuously. Moe shook her head, however. That medicine could only be used for daily nourishment. She had already suffered a huge deficit and still needed to sustain the barrier. How could she consume it? The demon fox servants lowered their head and clenched their fists tightly as they hated themselves for being incapable. Mother, what exactly is wrong with your body? Yi Qingtang's eyes were filled with worry. Tang, do you know why the grand ancient dynasty declined back then? Moe suddenly asked. Yi Qingtang shook her head. Including her, the entire central mainland had very little understanding of the ancient dynasty. The royals of the ancient dynasty were supreme, powerful figures, and they are not in the least inferior, even if they were in the current age. This is all reliant on the netherworld bloodline of my clan, Moe said. Netherworld bloodline? Yi Qingtang was surprised. The netherworld bloodline was an extremely rare and immensely powerful bloodline. It was rumored that the netherworld bloodline came from the god of the netherworld. He was a god that drifted between life and death and found joy in death. Anyone who possessed the netherworld bloodline could use the god of the netherworld's powers and become exceptionally powerful, but one would have to pay the price with their lives every time they use his powers. The more frequent the usage, the shorter one's lifespan. At this moment, Yi Qingtang finally realized the reason behind the ancient dynasty's fall. Perhaps they were powerful, but their power was at the cost of their lifespan. Moreover, it was rumored that it was extremely tough for those with the netherworld bloodline to reproduce. Thus, this also resulted in the difficulty for the ancient dynasty to prolong. Chapter 1463 Death, Wish to No Wonder. No wonder Moe gave off such a frail feeling. Moe could only repress Jiang Shun and the rest because she used the powers of the netherworld bloodline. After the ancient dynasty fell back then, the remaining clan members hid themselves, and only a few people remained after thousands of years. Almost the entire clan was wiped out. However, that Holy Lord of Shadows suddenly appeared in the central mainland back then. An elder from my clan pleaded for a life-prolonging medicine from the Holy Lord of Shadows, which prevented the complete extermination of my clan. The medicine contained in the medicine gourd was left behind by the Holy Lord of Shadows back then. When I was pregnant with you, I was worried that you would inherit the netherworld bloodline as well. But I can rest assured now. Moe raised her hand and touched Yi Qingtang's head. The netherworld bloodline had both advantages and disadvantages. However, she did not hope for her own daughter to have this bloodline. Yi Qingtang was slightly taken aback. The Holy Lord of Shadows? That medicine was given by the Holy Lord of Shadows? The Holy Lord of Shadows came from the second domain and was an undead. Perhaps she knew many things regarding the netherworld bloodline, and perhaps the Holy Lord of Shadows knew about more things that could restrain the netherworld bloodline apart from that medicine. If she returned to the Temple of Shadows, perhaps she could find other ways. However, thinking about this stuff now was too early. Tang, those people outside cannot do anything about me. If they really have the ability, I wouldn't be able to live until this day. You can leave first. Moe persuaded. She was already elated to see her long-lost daughter. Yi Qingtang shook her head. At such a time, she would not leave regardless of what Moe said. Mo's complexion became increasingly pale. She would not be able to sustain this barrier for long. Then, Mo coughed violently, and the defense barrier outside began to collapse. Jiangqin and the rest outside the door noticed the weakening of that barrier, and their eyes glistened. The subtle sound made its way into everyone's ears. As they watched the barrier surrounding the house disappear slowly, the smiles in their eyes deepened gradually. "The barrier is broken. Let's charge in," Jiangqin exclaimed eagerly. Jiang Shun and the rest walked up immediately. With a loud bang, the door suddenly burst open with a huge force. Mo sat in the room and looked at these people coldly. As long as she was still alive, she would not allow them to touch Yi Qingtang. "Mo, today is your death day." Jiangqin snickered as she looked at the increasingly frail Mo. Yi Qingtang suddenly moved forward and stood in front of Mo. Although she was not her biological daughter, she was very clear that Mo wanted to protect her. Since she used this identity, Mo was her mother. Yi Qingtang analyzed the situation quickly. She was still unaware if her last card could protect Mo. Surprise flashed across Mo's eyes when she saw Yi Qingtang shielding her, and her eyes reddened slightly when the surprise faded. Mo had seen all the ugly sides of humans. In crises, even one's own flesh and blood could flee for their life alone. Yet her daughter was this nice. Yi Qingtang lifted her chin slightly, and her gaze was as sharp as knives. Holding the sword across her body, she spoke coldly. "Go over my dead body, first if you want to hurt my mother." Since she enjoyed Mo's motherly love, she was Mo's daughter now, and she had to repay this kindness. Yi Qingtang, I think you have a death wish. Since you wish to die so eagerly, I will fulfill your wishes. Once I kill you, I will slay your mother." Jiangqin snickered as wickedness pervaded her eyes. Chapter 1464 Death Wish 3 In the next second, Jiangqin leaped up and bolted straight toward Yi Qingtang. Mo's expression changed, and she wanted to step up to take that blow. However, after being severely injured earlier on and forcefully implementing the barrier, which worsened her injuries further, blood seeped out of her mouth as she stood up in a flurry. Yi Qingtang took a deep breath, and all her strength reached the maximum at this point as she swore to fight Jiangqin to the end. Yi looked at this scene from afar, and her eyes were filled with smiles. It was as though she turned into Jiangqin at this moment as she cast the shadow of death over Yi Qingtang. Kill her. But the moment when Jiangqin rushed to Yi Qingtang, a bolt of lightning shot down from the sky abruptly. That deafening sound immediately lit up the dim courtyard. The strike of lightning directly blocked Jiangqin's route. Seeing that familiar flash, Jiangqin was alarmed and hurriedly retreated backward. However, the lightning strikes seemed to have a spiritual nature, and numerous bolts continuously chased after Jiangqin and struck at her. Any part of the ground that the lightning struck became charred and stirred up a storm of dust. Several shadows suddenly appeared in the sky along with that lightning. "Jiangqin, you have a death wish." An emotionless yell suddenly sounded from the sky. Jiangqin steadied herself and looked in the direction of the voice, only to see a stunning-looking man in a bloody robe standing in midair. His striking appearance bore some resemblance with Jiang Shun and Jiang Lu, but had additional hints of wildness. Jiang Lang. Jiangqin trembled slightly when she saw that man. Even Jiang Shun and the others in the courtyard were shocked as well. Jiang Lang is back. Why is he so fast? Like a devil that crawled out from hell, Jiang Lang's body was coated with blood, and his clean face was stained with large traces of blood. Fresh blood dripped down from his dark hair, and the strong smell of blood rushed into everyone's nose. There were 4 men in ghost masks and black armor behind Jiang Lang. Yi Qingtang looked up in surprise at the handsome man in the sky. That man's gaze coincidentally landed on her as well, but shifting his gaze slightly, he saw Mo, who was standing behind Yi Qingtang. When he noticed Moe's frail appearance and the blood seeping out from the corner of her lips, Jiang Lang's eyes turned bloodshot immediately. Jiang Qin, it'll take your life. Jiang Lang flew down, and his body seemed to be surrounded by lightning as he charged towards the stunned Jiang Qin. Brother, what are you doing? Jiang Shun was alarmed to see the murderous Jiang Lang attacking Jiang Qin. Jiang Qin turned pale instantly as she saw a berserk Jiang Lang. Never had she thought that Jiang Lang would suddenly appear at such a timing. She is your younger sister. Jiang Lang, are you crazy? Jiang Shun shouted. Yet, nothing entered Jiang Lang's ears as he used lightning as a pike and struck at Jiang Qin successively. Seeing that Jiang Qin was being attacked, Tuobi Yao was alarmed and hurriedly went up but was blocked by the 4 demon mask guards brought by Jiang Lang. Jiang Lang, stop. Do you want to kill your own family? Jiang Shun's expression changed drastically as he rushed to Jiang Qin's front and took a blow from the infuriated Jiang Lang with difficulty. Get lost. Jiang Lang's eyes were bloodshot like that of a wild beast as his emotionless eyes swept across Jiang Shun coldly. Chapter 1465, Wild 1, Eldest Brother. Jiang Qin's face was extremely pale as she stood behind Jiang Shun nervously. All the prior arrogance and conceitedness was absent. Jiang Lang was a lunatic, and everyone in the Jiang family knew about it. In the entire Jiang family, Jiang Lang did not have any respect for anyone, and only the domain monarch could somewhat repress Jiang Lang. They wanted to join forces to attack Moe and Yi Qingtang earlier on because they relied on the fact that Jiang Lang was not present. Who would have thought? He was actually back. Jiang Lang, calm down. She is your younger sister. Jiang Shun reproached coldly. Younger sister? Jiang Lang's lips curled into a sarcastic smile. I dare to kill anyone who dares to harm me, even if that person is a god. Younger sister? So what? You're insane. Jiang Shun frowned and spoke. There's a reason for today's incident. Do you know what Moe did? She injured Yiming and even proclaimed that she wanted to use spirit root. Injured Yiming? Jiang Lang's expression remained the same, but his gaze swept across Jiang Shun. That's right. So all of you are here to kill my wife. Jiang Lang's tone changed suddenly. Jiang Shun was taken aback. Before he could react in time, Jiang Lang stabbed straight toward Jiang Shun's heart directly. Jiang Shun retreated hurriedly as disbelief was written all over his face. You want to kill me? Jiang Shun glared at Jiang Lang. They were biological brothers. Moe was merely Jiang Lang's wife. No. Jiang Lang laughed when he saw that he failed to get Jiang Shun in a move, and his bloodshot eyes swept across everyone at the scene. I want to kill all of you. Then, Jiang Lang struck with his spike without any leniency. He had never borne to let his wife suffer any injustice. How dare they hurt her? Jiang Lang was extremely talented, and his martial comprehension skills were very high. In the past few years outside, he had been fighting with his life on the line, and all the techniques he trained out were killing moves. Jiang Shun broke out in a cold sweat as he was cornered by Jiang Lang, and he continuously cussed the lunatic Jiang Lang in his heart. Yi Qingtang's eyes were filled with astonishment when she saw the change of events. Don't be afraid. Moe's voice suddenly traveled from behind Yi Qingtang. Yi Qingtang turned around slightly, and Moe walked to her side strenuously. That is your father. Everyone in this world can be afraid of him, but we don't have to. Moe's eyes were permeated with warmth and gentleness as she looked at the man in the battle. Yi Qingtang could not help but lament in her heart when she saw Moe's expression. This infamous couple was not heartless. It was just that their emotions were solely devoted to one person for their entire lives. Jiang Qin and the rest fought Moe for a long time earlier on and had used up much energy. Currently, Jiang Lang was on a rampage and attacking everyone crazily. In addition, the 4 demon mask guards that Jiang Lang brought back were highly skilled as well. So Jiang Qin and the rest felt the strain immediately. As Yi watched the scene from afar, the smile on her face had gradually fallen apart. That is Jiang Lang? Yi-sun swallowed her saliva silently as she looked at the demonized Jianglang. Previously, she felt that Mo.E was already very frightening, but who would have thought that Jianglang was even more terrifying? He was actually merciless to his siblings and attacked them with lethal moves just for a woman. Yi gritted her teeth in silence. First Mo.E, and then Jianglang. Why does Yi Qingtang have such a good life? If Jianglang had come any later, Yi Qingtang would definitely have died. Chapter 1466. While the present situation was very disadvantageous for Jianglang and the rest, as Jianglang was like a crazed beast. Beta Demon Lord silently swallowed her saliva when he saw the battlefield situation. Stop, all of you. A low shout traveled into everyone's ears suddenly, and a repressive force followed instantly. Both parties in the battle trembled when they heard that voice, and their actions halted for a moment. A shocked elder, Su, was standing at the entrance of the courtyard with a gray-haired elderly. That elderly's brows were tightly furrowed as his gaze swept across the chaotic scene. Uncle! Jiang Shun was delighted when he saw the elderly. That elderly was Jiang Kai, the elder brother of Domain Monarch and the uncle of Jiang Shun. Are you all done messing around? How unbecoming is it to cause such a huge ruckus in the Jiang family? Jiang Kai shouted coldly, and a look of displease could be seen on his face. The Domain Monarch siblings had high statuses in the Jiang family, and their skills were significantly higher than Jiang Shun's generation. The Jiang family had an extensive influence in this entire mainland, while the Domain Monarch siblings were mostly guarded outside. Yet, unexpectedly, Jiang Kai was back today. Jiang Qin and the rest did not dare to revolt before Jiang Kai, and only Jiang Lang's bloodshot eyes were filled with a murderous look. Jiang Lang, look at you now. Jiang Kai frowned while looking at Jiang Lang. He was very dissatisfied with this undisciplined younger generation. Jiang Lang was not this deranged back then, but after he married Mo.E, the couple became increasingly unbridled. They even killed Elder Meng's son and left the Jiang family. Jiang Lang looked at Jiang Kai coldly. Why? Do you still want me to make a move? Jiang Kai snickered, and a repressive force disseminated from his body instantly. Under the repression, Jiang Lang turned pale slightly, but his eyes were like that of an unrestrained beast. What's going on with you all? Elder Su had a perplexed look. The ancient Yu clan had some activity as the Domain Monarch was about to come out from seclusion. Thus, the Domain Monarch's siblings began returning to the head family. Elder Su felt that he had only left for a mere day. But why did the Jiang family become like this? Uncle, Jiang Lang is crazy. He wants to kill me and eldest brother. Jiang Qin immediately lodged a complaint when she saw Jiang Kai. The Jiang family had its own rules. No matter how they acted to outsiders, internal killing was strictly forbidden. Jiang Kai's eyes dimmed. You all joined forces to harm my wife and daughter. So what if I kill you all? Jiang Lang snickered. Jiang Lang. Jiang Kai's expression darkened. He was still present, but Jiang Lang still dared to be so insolent. You have been away for many years, and you attacked your siblings the moment you returned. Have you forgotten the Jiang family's rules? Family rules? If they did abide by the family rules, why would they attack my wife and daughter so cruelly? Jiang Lang said coldly. Jiang Kai's gaze swept across Jiang Qin and the rest before looking at Mo.E and Yi Qingtang. Uncle, we did not. Mo.E was the one who attacked first. She injured Yiming. Eldest brother and I were angry and came to reason with her, but she suddenly attacked us. Uncle, if you don't believe it, you can go and look at Yiming. Mo.E's attack was extremely fierce, and Yiming is completely crippled now, Jiang Qin said quickly. Jiang Yiming was indeed injured, and Mo.E could not push the blame. Since Mo.E was the one who attacked first and violated the rules, there was nothing wrong for them to approach her. Please go to https://www.novelupdates cc/rebirth of the strongest Empress / to read the latest chapters for free. Chapter 1467. While the three Elder Ming stepped forward and said, "That's right. It's Mo who violated the rules first today, so we came to reason with her, who knew that she did not repent and was even more insolent and started attacking us. We never thought of hurting the two of them and were only acting according to the family rules." The Jiang family's Hall of Discipline was initially managed by Jiang Kai, and the management rights were handed to Elder Ming only after Jiang Kai left the headquarters. Elder Ming understood Jiang Kai very well and knew that he hated people who violated the family rules the most. Thus, he made use of that point. Furthermore, the departure of Jiang Lang and his wife from the house had already caused Jiang Kai's dissatisfaction. If not for the domain monarch choosing not to pursue this matter, Jiang Kai would already have caught the two of them back to the Jiang family to punish them according to the family rules. As expected, Jiang Kai's expression darkened increasingly. "People," Jiang Kai said suddenly, "send the three of them to jail. Jiang Lang, it's time for someone to teach you about the rules. I will not probe about your actions outside, but in the Jiang family." Jiang Kai squinted. Then, the group of guards that came with Jiang Kai moved forward. Jiang Lang immediately led his men and stood in front of Yi Qingtang and Mo. "Jiang Lang, what are you doing?" Jiang Kai had a displeased expression. "Don't think of touching my wife and daughter." Jiang Lang scoffed. "Bastard." Jiang Kai was infuriated. "If you don't abide by the rules, do you believe that I will break your leg?" Jiang Lang chuckled, but did not move an inch. Jiang Qin and the rest snickered secretly when they saw the situation before them. The only fault was that Jiang Lang and the rest acted too arrogantly, and they landed in Jiang Kai's hands now. Jiang Kai disliked this couple from the start, and all the more would not let them off so easily today. "What's going on? Such anger?" A lazy voice was suddenly heard. A lady with gray hair and a youthful complexion walked into the courtyard slowly, with a wine gourd hanging on her waist. Although her hair was white, she was dressed in an alluring manner, and her gorgeous features made her look at most around 30 years old. However, this lady was about the same age as Jiang Kai. She was the younger sister of the domain monarch and Jiang Kai, Jiang Sun. Jiang Sun frowned uncontrollably at the sight of Jiang Sun. Jiang Qin and the others initially had a pleased expression, but were also in a daze when they saw Jiang Sun. Aunt Jiang Lang, who was exuding a murderous air, called Jiang Sun at this instant. However, "Brat, you finally know to come back already? I doted on you for so many years for nothing. You really should be beaten for leaving just like that." Jiang Sun shot Jiang Lang a look. She seemed to be dissatisfied from her tone, but there was no reproach in her words. Jiang Lang opened his mouth, but did not say anything. Jiang Sun scanned the surroundings and subsequently spoke to those guards. "You all are becoming bolder. How dare you touch your master? Are you all tired of living?" A cold glint flashed across Jiang Sun's eyes when she spoke. Those guards felt a cold shudder when contacted by Jiang Sun's cold gaze and retreated instinctively. Jiang Kai frowned slightly. "Why are you all retreating? Catch the three of them." The guards looked at Jiang Sun hesitantly. Yet, Jiang Sun chuckled. "Let me see who dares to move." The guards broke down internally. There were two senior members here, and one said to catch while the other said to not. What should they do? "Third sister, enough. You spoiled Jiang Lang all these years, and look at what he has become. If he dares to attack his siblings now, won't he cause huge chaos in the future?" Jiang Kai looked at Jiang Sun with a disgruntled expression. 1468, the familial tradition of protection. 1. The domain monarch was obsessed with martial arts and did not have much time to discipline his children. Jiang Sun looked after Jiang Lang when he was young, and given her perverse nature, she indulged his behavior greatly. "Why, can I not spoil my own nephew? Eldest brother, aren't you caring too much?" Jiang Sun chuckled. Jiang Kai and Jiang Sun were two extremes. One stuck by conventions strictly while the other was indulgent. Even when they were young, they had not seen eye to eye with each other. "I can't be bothered to bullshit with you. The three of them must be punished today." Jiang Kai was unwilling to waste time, talking to Jiang Sun. Jiang Sun snickered. I want to see who dares to touch Lang and his family in front of me. Are you protecting them? Jiang Kai's expression darkened. That's right. Jiang Sun raised a brow. Looking at the arrogant Jiang Sun, Yi Qingtang vaguely understood why the Jiang family would produce such a madman like Jiang Lang. Lang, come over you all. Jiang Sun completely ignored Jiang Kai's increasingly ugly expression and waved at Jiang Lang. Jiang Lang walked to Jiang Sun's back immediately with Mo, E, and the rest. I heard that your child is found. Jiang Sun asked with a smile. Yes, Aunt. Jiang Lang nodded. Jiang Sun looked back and was slightly dazed as she stared at Beta Demon Lord. She's so big already. Although she is much bulkier, she does have a very beautiful face. The tall and mighty Beta Demon Lord was dumbfounded from the praise. Yi Qingtang, who was blocked by Beta Demon Lord, stared blankly. Aunt, this is then our daughter. Mo, he seemed to be used to it, and simply pulled Yi Qingtang to Jiang Sun's side. Jiang Sun was obsessed with cultivation when she was young and almost blinded her eyes. Although her eyes were safe now, her vision was extremely blurry, and she could only faintly see light. She relied on her perception to identify people most of the time. So this is her. What a beautiful little fellow. Jiang Sun laughed. Yi Qingtang was silent. In her grandaunt's eyes, her beauty was no different from Beta Demon Lord's. As Jiang Kai looked at the harmonious and joyful scene with Jiang Sun and Yi Qingtang's family, his expression darkened to the extreme. Jiang Qin was, of course, unwilling to see Jiang Sun protecting Jiang Lang and the rest. It's not that we wanted to do anything to second brother. It's just that second sister-in-law injured Yiming, so we... Jiang Sun tugged her lips impatiently. Injured means injured. Is there anything wrong with a senior teaching a junior? Jiang Qin opened her mouth, but could not say anything. Mo is Lang's wife and is naturally Yiming's senior. If a junior is disobedient, it is a common thing to teach him. Yet, the few of you made such a ruckus over this. Aren't you all the ones who disobeyed the rules? Jiang Sun said coldly. Jiang Qin's expression froze. Jiang Kai said, It is a fact that Jiang Lang attempted to kill his siblings. Although I came late, I still heard some parts of the conversation. If the few of you did not cause trouble to Mo, E, and her daughter, why would Lang be this furious? In my opinion, they were the ones who violated the family rules as they wanted to harm someone else's wife and daughter over a small matter. Which loving man in this world will not be angry? I think that Lang is not wrong at all. They are the ones who are wrong instead. Jiang Sun had an expression that implied that Jiang Lang was right, which made Jiang Kai's blood boil. Yi Qingtang finally saw a reasonable person in the Jiang family. Although Jiang Sun was brash, everything she said was reasonable. I'm not going to bullshit with you. You better move aside and not be nosy, Jiang Kai said in a low voice immediately after failing to outspeak Jiang Sun. 1469. The familial tradition of protection. 2-inch. I am bent on being nosy. Jiang Sun snickered. Don't blame me for being impolite then. There was a movement of air in Jiang Kai's palm, as though he wanted to make a move personally. Jiang Sun's lips curled into a snicker. I haven't exchanged blows with eldest brother for a long time already. Today is a chance to move my bones. Seeing that Jiang Sun and Jiang Kai were about to fight, Elder Su was very vexed. Although he did not know what happened, he faintly felt that this was related to Yi Yu and Yi Qingtang. If Jiang Sun and Jiang Kai fought, boom, a loud sound almost pierced through everyone's eardrums, and Jiang Sun and Jiang Kai halted because of that sound as well. A golden light suddenly spread out from the mountain behind the Jiang residence, and everyone was shaken by that golden light. Is the domain monarch out of seclusion? An expression of delight suddenly appeared on Elder Zu's face when he saw that golden light. The golden light stretched across the horizon and gathered into a figure, which landed in the Jiang residence. With a blaring bang, that figure landed in the disorderly courtyard instantly. The people in the courtyard kneeled down and greeted the golden figure. Greetings, domain monarch. In the encirclement of the golden light, the tall and handsome domain monarch looked at the people without any emotions as he glanced at the wrecked courtyard. Why are you all making a ruckus here? Domain monarch asked in a deep tone. Even Jiang Sun and Jiang Kai were more restrained in front of the domain monarch now. In the Jiang family, no one could sway the dignity of the domain monarch. Elder Su heaved a sigh of relief when he saw the domain monarch and immediately notified him of what happened previously. Yi Qingtang was slightly shaken when she saw the domain monarch's figure. Although she had heard of the domain monarch in her previous lifetime, she had not seen him before. Just by seeing him there now, she already felt a powerful repressive force. This was just released by him unintentionally and was greatly repressed. Had he not repressed it, the power of this force would be unfathomable. The domain monarch frowned slightly when he heard Elder Su, and he glanced at Jiang Lang. Yi Qingtang could not help but break out in a cold sweat as she did not know what domain monarch's attitude toward this incident was. Domain monarch, Jiang Lang violated the family rules repeatedly. It is truly abominable, Elder Meng said. Jiang Sun scoffed. Violated the family rules repeatedly? Why do you say so, Elder Meng? This beginning cause of this incident is Yi Yu. If Yi Yu did not steal Yi Qingtang's spirit root, how would things become this state? Jiang Sun did not know the cause previously, but learned from Elder Su that Yi Yu stole Yi Qingtang's spirit root. This happened when the two of them were in another clan. Furthermore, it was Yi Yu's grandfather who did it, and it has nothing to do with Yi Yu. Yet, Moe injured Yiming in the Jiang family, violating the rules deliberately. She is doubly guilty. Elder Meng would definitely not let go of this chance. If someone did not have a guilty conscience and incited Jiang Yiming to stir trouble, how would things become this way? Jiang Sun snickered. Shut up, said the domain monarch in a low tone. Everyone kept quiet immediately. No one dared to rebel before the domain monarch. The domain monarch's expression remained the same, but his eyes suddenly looked toward the entrance of the courtyard. Yi Yu and Yi Sun, who had been hiding in a corner, entered the domain monarch's sight and were stricken with panic when they noticed the domain monarch's gaze. Yi Yu hurriedly calmed down before walking toward the domain monarch obediently and kneeling down gently. Grandfather, Yi Yu returned to the Jiang family a long time ago and met the domain monarch once before he went into seclusion. 1470, the familial tradition of protection. 3. The domain monarch looked at the group of people expressionlessly and said, How ridiculous. Everyone was alarmed. Regardless of what happened before, both of them are back in the Jiang family now and share the bloodline of the same clan. Stop making a scene. Father, Jiang Lang heard the domain monarch's meaning and wanted to say something. Domain monarch cast him a look. Do you not understand what I said? Jiang Lang clenched his fists secretly and gritted his teeth. Yi Yu heaved a huge sigh of relief, and delight filled her. Second brother, father has already spoken. Are you still going to cause trouble without reason? This has nothing to do with you from the start, but you all even injured Yiming, and all his cultivation base is gone. Jiang Qin immediately spoke about Jiang Yiming in hopes that the domain monarch would be infuriated. I will look for people to treat Yiming's injuries. There's no need to mention this incident anymore, said the domain monarch in a deep voice. Although the domain monarch said he would look for people to treat the injuries, the domain monarch did not say anything about punishing Moe, the culprit. Jiang Qin was dumbstruck. Even Jiang Shun did not expect such an outcome. Was Moe's crime passed over just like that? But Jiang Qin still wanted to say something, but with a look from the domain monarch, the remaining words were stuck in her throat, and she did not dare to utter another word. You, the domain monarch said suddenly. Yi Yu looked up obediently. The domain monarch said, Apologize to her. The domain monarch raised his finger and pointed at Yi Qingtang. The spirit root was in Yi Yu's body now, and the domain monarch neither wanted to dig Yi Yu's spirit root out to return to Yi Qingtang, nor hoped to see his children continue fighting over this matter. Yi was dumbfounded. What is going on? Yi Qingtang was relieved when she heard the domain monarch. This domain monarch handled the situation impartially and was not biased to any party. This was the best outcome. Yi Qingtang did not think that the domain monarch would really agree with Jianglang's idea of digging out Yu's spirit root. After all, to the domain monarch, they were all his bloodline, and killing each other was strictly forbidden. However, Yi Qingtang wanted to laugh, as Yu was made to apologize in public. She would personally dig out Yu's spirit root sooner or later, and there was no hurry to do it now. Furthermore, she did not wish to implicate Jianglang and his wife because of this matter. Yu, who originally thought she could extricate herself from this incident, turned pale. She looked at Jiang Qin instinctively, who did not dare to speak much although she was dissatisfied. The domain monarch has already spoken. Who could go against him? Yield to Yi Qingtang in public? And even apologize to her? Just the thought of it made Yu's blood boil. Since young, she did not have any respect for Yi Qingtang and even looked down on her. But now, Yu clenched her fists secretly in the domain monarch's presence. No matter how unwilling she was, she had no choice but to apologize. Then, Yu took a deep breath and wore an obedient expression. Yes, I'll do as you say. Subsequently, Yu turned around and walked toward Yi Qingtang as her head throbbed painfully at the sight of Yi Qingtang's face. She took a few steps forward, but the words of apology seemed to be stuck in her throat and inflamed her throat. Yu's acting ability was amazing. Otherwise, she would not have been able to coax Jiang Qin to treat herself as her own daughter. However, the only person in this world who made her unable to keep up with the pretense was Yi Qingtang. On what basis? Must she apologize to Yi Qingtang? While that was how she felt on the inside, she was under the watch of everyone. She looked down and tried her best to not look at Yi Qingtang's face as her lips parted with struggle. 1471 Conclusion 1 Tang Tang, I'm sorry. A soft voice escaped Yu's mouth. Yi Qingtang snickered internally, but appeared terrified on the outside as she curled into Mo's embrace instinctively. What did you say? Yi Qingtang, who protected her mother courageously earlier on, was like a startled quail now. Her eyes were filled with terror, as though she could not hear what Yu said. Yu was in a slight daze, and a ball of fire rose within her instantly. Shameless. Yi Qingtang clearly heard it, but was acting pitiful. Your grandfather told you to apologize. Show some sincerity at least. Who could hear what you say with that soft volume? If you don't want to listen to your grandfather to apologize, then forget it. Why act like you comply when you oppose him on the inside? Jiang Sun scorned. The domain monarch frowned slightly. Yu's voice was very soft just now, and when he saw the trembling Yi Qingtang, who seemed to be startled previously, his heart softened. They were both children of this family. Looking at this child's behavior, she must have felt wronged. The domain monarch did not say anything, which implied a silent agreement that Yi Qingtang really did not hear Yu's apology. Yu almost broke her teeth from gritting them too tightly and could only say apologize once again. Tang Tang, the spirit root incident is my fault. Please forgive me. Her voice was slightly louder this time. Yi Qingtang did not reply and merely laid in Mo's embrace in a frightened manner as though she was stunned from the battle earlier on. Jiang Qin and the rest were filled with anger when they saw Yi Qingtang's behavior. What is this little bitch acting for? She was still fighting them aggressively earlier on, but is so delicate and pitiful now. Nonetheless, the domain monarch was present, and it was inconvenient for them to speak. Mo knew how fierce her daughter was just now, and seeing Yi Qingtang's current behavior, she wanted to laugh on the inside, but put on a doting expression. Tang Tang, what happened to you? Are you startled? Please say something. Don't scare me. Her worry was evident from her anxious voice. The domain monarch frowned slightly. He had not seen Yi Qingtang before and did not know about this child's personality. Thus, he did not find anything wrong when he saw her terrified behavior. The domain monarch remained silent still. Yi was about to explode from fury. This Yi Qingtang did it intentionally. She heard it from the start, but is still acting. although she clearly knew that Yi Qingtang wanted to embarrass her. Yi could not stop halfway and could only clench her teeth. Forcefully restraining her impulse to strangle Yi Qingtang, Yi squeezed out an apologetic look difficultly and spoke. Tang Tang, everything that happened before is my fault. Please forgive me. Yi almost suffered an internal injury after saying that. Seeing that it was about enough, Yi Qingtang finally seemed to return to her senses and nodded worryingly. You may be apologetic toward me, but I don't blame you. We are sisters of the same clan, after all. Let bygones be bygones. How magnanimous and kind did she seem with that statement, even while she secretly took a jab at Yi. Ultimately, it was Yi who did Yi Qingtang wrong. Yi almost vomited blood out of anger as her fists hidden in her sleeves trembled from fury. Evidently, the domain monarch was very satisfied with Yi Qingtang's sensibility, and his impression of her became more favorable. Since this matter is ended, why are you all still standing here? The domain monarch said immediately after seeing that this incident was over. With this statement, both the spirit root incident and the crippling of Jiang Yiming's cultivation incident were put to a conclusion by him. 1472 Land of Infinite Demons, 1 Yi Qingtang, gained 3 public apologies from Yi at least. However, Jiang Yiming was crippled. Mo, he was a senior after all, and Jiang Yiming provoked Yi Qingtang first. Thus, being beaten up was reasonable. Jiang Qin and the rest thought that they would definitely be at the advantage when the domain monarch came out from seclusion, but eventually, they were at a great disadvantage. However, at this instant, no one dared to say anything and could only disperse. Since you're back, stay for some time then. Don't cause any more trouble, the domain monarch said before leaving. Although he spoke with a dignified tone, there were a few hints of fatherly care. Jiang Lang nodded silently. Seeing that everyone left, Jiang Sun followed Jiang Lang and his family back to the room. Mo Yi's injuries were not light, and it was extremely strenuous for her to hold up until now. Jiang Lang's eyes turned red and were filled with worry when he saw it. Mo shook her head at Jiang Lang. I'm fine. You haven't seen our daughter properly yet. Jiang Lang started a massacre the moment he returned and really had not seen his long-lost daughter. He could not help but smile now that he saw Yi Qingtang. Furthermore, when he returned, he saw how Yi Qingtang protected Mo and liked her even more. Back then, we said that if we had a boy, we father and son would protect you. Now that our daughter has grown up, she can also protect her mother. Mo chuckled as she wiped off the traces of blood on her husband's face. Jiang Lang sighed. I returned late and let both of you suffer such great injustice. If I had returned earlier, I would definitely have dug out Yi's spirit root before father comes out from seclusion. A sinister look flashed across Jiang Lang's eyes. Although the domain monarch stood up, Jiang Lang would not forget this score. Sooner or later, he would demand back whatever people owed his daughter. Calm down already. Your father has already stated his position today, as he doesn't want you all to continue fighting on. Even if you really have any thoughts, you have to find a suitable opportunity, Jiang Sun said leisurely. She was very clear of the way that the domain monarch handled matters. He took an impartial approach without being biased to either party. Don't worry about my matters already. I will personally take this revenge in the future. Yi Qingtang liked these parents greatly as she felt the kinship that she had not felt in a long time. After the first mainland was devoured by little Yu Yun, her foster father and masters disappeared as well, and she seemed to have parted from familial warmth for a long time. Jiang Lang looked at Yi Qingtang with smiles in his eyes before looking at Jiang Sun. Aunt, why are you back today? Jiang Sun opened a wine gourd hung on her waist and replied after taking a mouthful of wine. The ancient Yu clan has been up to quite some things recently. Furthermore, isn't that day coming soon? That's why I'm back. That day? Yi Qingtang was confused, but Jiang Lang seemed to have thought about something. It's time to go to the land of infinite demons? Jiang Lang asked. Jiang Sun nodded lightly. Land of infinite demons? Yi Qingtang was taken aback when she heard the four words. The land of infinite demons was a forbidden area in the central mainland and was exceptionally dangerous. It was rumored that the land of infinite demons was the cemetery of various great demons where they gathered before they died. There was an unfathomable number of great demons buried in the land of infinite demons, and their names would strike terror amongst people. Before those great demons died, they would be able to sense that their life was coming to an end and would head to the land of infinite demons before they died. Furthermore, they would do all they could to plunder precious treasures to be buried with them. Over the accumulation of millions of years, the amount of treasure inside was unimaginable. Chapter 1473 Land of Infinite Demons 2. There were many demons in the world, but those that could be called great demons were above 10,000 years old. Those great demons were extremely formidable, and the majority of the Dharma treasures that once circulated in the world were stolen by the great demons and brought into the land of infinite demons. When they were alive, they reigned dominance and launched massacres. After they died, they possessed a myriad of treasures and buried them underground. The people in the central mainland knew that treasures were buried underground with numerous great demons in the land of infinite demons. If these treasures could be retrieved, they would be unfathomable. Regardless of which clan they were obtained by, it would allow the entire clan to hit the peak instantly. However, despite the great temptation, the land of infinite demons was exceptionally terrifying. Everlasting demonic air and numerous demonic creatures occupied the land of infinite demons, and anyone who entered it would barely make it out alive. Only the top ancient forces with strong foundations could enter the land of infinite demons. Perhaps one could only enter with the leadership of extremely formidable seniors. Otherwise, entering it would simply mean death. The land of infinite demons was not where numerous skeletons of great demons and funerary objects were buried, but also took the lives of endless adventurers. Millions of years had passed, and to date, no one knew where the boundary of the land of infinite demons was. It was all the more unknown how many treasures were hidden and how many demonic creatures were gathered in this forbidden area. One of the few forces in the central mainland that had the ability to enter the land of infinite demons was the Jiang family. The Jiang family could elect a powerful clan senior during a specified time to lead some clan members into the land of infinite demons. This was to search for the treasures that were buried with the great demons, as well as to toughen up the younger generation. Both Jiang Sun and Jiang Lang had been through the land of infinite demons training. Although many years had passed, even Jiang Lang could not refrain from frowning when the land of infinite demons was mentioned. "Aunt, are you leading the group this year?" Jiang Lang looked at Jiang Sun and asked curiously. Jiang Sun shook her head. "It's your fifth great-uncle." "Fifth great-uncle?" Jiang Lang was slightly taken aback. Jiang Lang's fifth great-uncle was the domain monarch's fifth uncle and was one generation older than Jiang Sun. There were few seniors of domain monarch remaining, as many of them lost their lives in the war with the second domain powerful figures back then. This fifth great-uncle was one of the elderlies who survived that war and was a clan senior in the Jiang family now. Even the domain monarch had to treat him respectfully. "My skills are sufficient to enter the land of infinite demons alone, but if I have to lead a group of youngsters inside, how could I be able to hold up?" Jiang Sun was very clear about the danger of the land of infinite demons. To lead the clan members into the land of infinite demons, the person's skills must be top-notch. The domain monarch personally led the team a few years ago, but the ancient Yu clan was restless now, and he had to preside over the Jiang family. Thus, the role of the leader naturally landed on the fifth great-uncle. "Don't worry about these already. Your fifth great-uncle has never paid any attention to you. You won't have a share in the land of infinite demons this year." Jiang Sun scoffed, but she seemed to be comforting Jiang Lang from her tone. "Mo, E is injured. You all can stay in the house to recuperate for these few days. Your father also said it already just now. Stay for some time first." Jiang Sun added. However, After the conflict today, Jiang Qin and Jiang Shun should be thoroughly offended, and you all won't have an easy time living in the Jiang residence. Jiang Sun frowned slightly, and she could not help but worry. The pair of siblings did not dare to confront Jiang Lang's family head-to-head before the domain monarch, but causing trouble secretly could irritate them. Chapter 1474 Land of Infinite Demons 3 After all, Jiang Qin and Jiang Shun had always stayed in the Jiang family, while Jiang Lang and his wife resided elsewhere permanently. If they wish to die, I am happy to help. Jiang Lang scoffed coldly. A laugh escaped Jiang Sun's mouth as she shook her head. Her gaze suddenly landed on Yi Qingtang and said, "Brat, you are not as steady as your daughter. Little one, come here. Let Great Aunt take a close look at you." Yi Qingtang was silent. "Great Aunt, with that vision of yours, you will probably still find my face extremely blurry even if I stick my face on your eyes." But Yi Qingtang still went over obediently. Jiang Sun stretched her hand out to touch Yi Qingtang's physique, and a smile appeared on her face. "Not bad. You have good potential. It's just a spirit root. There are plenty of people who cultivate into a supreme figure without a spirit root." Yi Qingtang rubbed her nose secretly. Jiang Sun probably heard about the grudge between her and Yi Yu. Thus, she assumed that she did not have a spirit root. In reality, Yi Qingtang had a spirit root. Moreover, after leaving the one-star constellation, Yi Qingtang's spirit root advanced to the green spirit root and was only one step away from her original blue spirit root. There was laughter, but also tears. Although the domain monarch's decision was impartial, Yi Yu began to sob when she returned to the room, and her pale face ached Jiang Qin. You have suffered today. Don't cry anymore. Rest assured, as long as that little bitch, Yi Qingtang, is in the Jiang family, I definitely will not let her have an easy time. Yi Yu wiped her tears and looked at Jiang Qin sorrowfully. "Aunt Qin, does grandfather not like me? I don't feel that I suffered. I'm just afraid that grandfather is dissatisfied with me. I just returned to the Jiang family, but my parents are not around anymore. My only relatives left are you all now. I'm very scared that grandfather is dissatisfied with me over this matter." Jiang Qin comforted her immediately. "Why would your grandfather not like you? You are so obedient and sensible. Today's incident happened all because of that Yi Qingtang. Who does she think she is?" Then, Jiang Qin looked at the sullen Jiang Shun, who was also extremely moody. "Eldest brother, is Yiming's incident really over just like that? He's your only son." Jiang Shun's expression darkened. "Of course not. It's time to head to the land of infinite demons a few days later. I will give them back double the misery then." Jiang Qin's eyes lit up. "Eldest brother, you mean," Jiang Shun said, "the leader of the group into the land of infinite demons this time is fifth great uncle." A trace of delight emerged on Jiang Qin's face when she heard Jiang Shun. Jiang Shun's eldest uncle, Jiang Kai, grew up beside his fifth great uncle and was also regarded highly by him. Jiang Shun was jointly greatly adored by their fifth great uncle. Although Jiang Lang was very talented back then, he behaved outrageously. The domain monarch still thought highly of him, and ultimately, it was their fifth great uncle who came forward to reprimand Jiang Lang's misbehavior. Furthermore, he invested a lot of effort to train Jiang Shun. Thus, Jiang Shun possessed the authority to manage the family's affairs on behalf of the domain monarch. This is great. If fifth great uncle is the leader this time, by then, a thought struck Jiang Qin suddenly. Jiang Shun scoffed. "Mo-e injured my son, and I will want her daughter to pay with her life. This incident was caused by Yi Qingtang from the start, and she ought to pay with her life." Jiang Qin chuckled. She wanted to see if Yi Qingtang could still make it out alive after entering the land of infinite demons. Chapter 1475 Land of Infinite Demons, for it was rare for Jiang Lang and his wife to return to the Jiang family, but there was nothing special. Mo-e has been recuperating and rarely left her room. Instead, to the great annoyance of Jiang Lang, Those people in the Jiang family who were convinced by Jiang Shun and Jiang Qin spread a lot of gossips. In such situations, no one would be physically injured, but it was exasperating. If it was any other day, Jiang Lang would have confronted them a long time ago. However, Mo was not feeling well now, and he naturally prioritized his wife. Jiang Sun came over frequently, as barely anyone could deal with her temper, but also so that she could help to nurse Mo back to health. As it got closer to the day to enter the land of infinite demons, many people in the Jiang family were itching to go. The land of infinite demons was dangerous, but it was a good place to toughen themselves up. Furthermore, the funerary objects that were buried together with the great demons were a temptation to anyone. The Jiang family clan members were all thinking of how to follow the team to enter the land of infinite demons right now. However, Yi Qingtang and her parents did not have much interest in this excitement. Yet, life never went as one wished. The more one did not care about it, the more abrupt its arrival. What? Let Tang go to the land of infinite demons? Jiang Sun's brows were furrowed tightly. Her gaze swept past the people in the hall and subsequently landed on that elderly in the top seat. That elderly had aged features and white hair, but his demeanor was very steady. His naturally fierce eyes had traces of his old age, but simply sitting there gave off a powerful oppressive force. This elderly was Jiang Shun's fifth great-uncle and the domain monarch's fifth uncle, Jiang Shangyu. Since Yi Qingtang has acknowledged her ancestors, she is a part of the Jiang family. She is lucky. She just returned, and fifth uncle is leading a team to the land of infinite demons. We're giving her a chance to toughen herself up, and we hope that she will treasure this chance. Jiang Kai's face had a smile as he stood beside Jiang Shangyu. Eldest brother, since when were you so generous? Jiang Sun snickered. Jiang Qin, don't be impudent in front of fifth uncle. Jiang Kai shouted coldly. So many people wish to go to the land of infinite demons. How can I be harming her if I let her go? Furthermore, fifth uncle personally chose the people this time. Do you want to disobey fifth uncle? Jiang Sun gritted her teeth quietly. Bullshit. What for Yi Qingtang's sake? This Jiang Kai clearly wanted to stir up trouble. Jiang Sun was very aware of the relationship between Jiang Shangyu and Jiang Kai. Given Jiang Shangyu's character, he would not bring Yi Qingtang, who just returned to the Jiang family, into the land of infinite demons. Jiang Kai must have done something. Jiang Sun was clear about this fact, but Jiang Kai directly mentioned Jiang Shangyu now, and she could not say anything. Jiang Shangyu was a clan senior that even the domain monarch had to show courtesy to. Anyone who dared to go against him would be heavily punished. Fifth uncle, Tang, just returned to the Jiang family and is still unclear of many things. Jiang Sun tried her best to convince him. Yet, Jiang Shangyu was still emotionless. Jiang Qin, from his side, stood up and said, Aunt, fifth uncle is doing this for the sake of Yi Qingtang. Since she doesn't know now, she will slowly know in the future. Tell her to come over and let her know of this matter so that she will be prepared and not act carelessly then. An evil scheme was hidden in Jiang Qin's words. In no time, Yi Qingtang was called to the hall. Jiang Lang and Mo were worried about their daughter and followed along. Chapter 1476 Land of Infinite Demons 5 The moment they arrived at the hall, they saw Jiang Sun's ugly expression, and an ominous feeling crept into their heart. Greetings, fifth great-uncle, Jiang Lang said. Jiang Shangyu took a look at Jiang Lang and nodded perfunctorily. Second brother, you really must thank fifth great-uncle today. Jiang Qin chuckled lightly when she saw Jiang Lang. Jiang Lang was disgusted by Jiang Qin's behavior. Fifth great-uncle is personally leading the team into the land of infinite demons this time. Furthermore, fifth great-uncle said that he will give your Tang a chance to learn from experience and allow her to go to the land of infinite demons together this time. What? As expected, Jiang Lang's and Mo's expressions changed. Let Yi Qingtang go to the land of infinite demons? If it was a usual day, Jiang Lang and his wife might think that this was a pretty good decision, but now, as Jiang Lang looked at Jiang Kai, who was standing beside Jiang Shangyu, his heart seemed to be weighed down by a huge stone. Yi Qingtang, who stood behind Jiang Lang and Moe, looked at the scene and immediately understood everything. What a great Jiang Qin, what a great Jiang Shan. Yi Qingtang did hear of Jiang Shangyu's name before and was aware of his status in the Jiang family. Now that they requested Jiang Shangyu to make a move through Jiang Kai, Yi Qingtang was extremely clear of their motive. In the entire Jiang family, the only people who treated her well was Jiang Lang and Moe. In contrast, Jiang Qin and Jiang Shun hated her to the core, and they were in control of the Land of Infinite Demons expedition this time. It seemed that they were prepared to deal with her from a long time ago. Yi Qingtang could understand the situation, and so could Jiang Lang. His expression became increasingly ugly. Jiang Sun noticed that Jiang Lang seemed to be about to act up from his side and was alarmed. This is bad. The reason why Jiang Qin called Yi Qingtang over was probably to force Jiang Lang to go against Jiang Shangyu. If Jiang Lang really offended Jiang Shangyu, even the domain monarch would probably reprimand him as well. Jiang Sun's face was filled with worry. She wanted to persuade Jiang Lang before he acted up, but a figure stood in front of Jiang Lang before her. Yi Qingtang suddenly stepped forward and said to Jiang Shangyu, who was seated at the top position, "Thank you for your kindness, great-great-uncle. I definitely will not let you down." Jiang Lang, who was about to burst out in fury, was taken aback by what Yi Qingtang said. However, Jiang Qin frowned slightly, but thinking of the Land of Infinite Demons scheme, she did not say anything further. Jiang Shangyu saw that Yi Qingtang was relatively obedient and nodded slightly. He stood up and left after leaving them with some instructions. Seeing that Jiang Shangyu left, Jiang Qin and the rest took their leave as well, but shot Yi Qingtang and her parents a scornful look before leaving. "Tang Tang, you cannot go to the Land of Infinite Demons," Jiang Lang said immediately. "Father, it is inappropriate if I don't go since great-great-uncle has personally spoken." Yi Qingtang agreed to it suddenly earlier on, as she was worried that Jiang Lang would fall for Jiang Qin's scheme and get into a conflict with Jiang Shangyu directly. But Jiang Lang's brows were tightly furrowed as he was extremely worried for Yi Qingtang's safety. "Forget it. They'll risk it this time. Lang, I will accompany Tang Tang to the Land of Infinite Demons this time. With me around, Jiang Shun and the rest probably will not be able to stir up much trouble." Jiang Sun sighed. Jiang Kai would not go to the Land of Infinite Demons this time, and if Jiang Sun went, she could still look after Yi Qingtang. Chapter 1477 Elder Cabinet 1 Aunt. Jiang Lang was about to thank her, but Jiang Sun waved her hand. "Just take care of him, Moe. Jiang Kai will still cause trouble for you all in the Jiang residence. Moe is unwell now. You need to restrain yourself. Look at you. You're very similar to the previous domain monarch." "The previous domain monarch," Jiang Sun said. "The previous domain monarch is our ancestor and also the first domain monarch of the Jiang family. He was extremely formidable and talented. That domain monarch was also a sentimental person who loved his wife deeply. However, his wife was frail, and she died in a battle against external enemies. Ever since then, the domain monarch founder tried all the means to revive her, but there was no news in the end. I heard that he seemed to have left the first domain in the end and headed to the second domain. The domain monarch founder was a legend of the Jiang family, and he pioneered the golden age of the Jiang family. When I was young, I heard some rumors regarding the domain monarch founder and knew that he was extremely talented, but I didn't know he still had such a side," Jiang Lang said. "If he were still around, he would definitely like someone with a similar temperament like you," Jiang Sun said with a smile. "It's a pity that there's no fate to meet him." Jiang Lang sighed. He had great respect for the domain monarch founder. Jiang Sun chatted with Jiang Lang and Moe for a while, and then instructed Yi Qingtang to make the preparations. Since they were going to head to the Land of Infinite Demons, it would be extremely dangerous, and there would still be many crises even with her protection. Yi Qingtang did not dare to be negligent either. She still had many things undone and did not wish to die in there. Those extraordinary talents from the Elder Cabinet will probably head to the land of infinite demons as well. However, they're usually haughty and probably will not interact with you much. You don't need to worry about them too much, Jiang Sun said suddenly. Elder Cabinet? A hint of confusion emerged in Yi Qingtang's eyes. Tang just returned. I don't think she knows about the Elder Cabinet, Jiang Sun said with a smile. The Jiang family has a steady position as the domain monarch, not because of fools like Jiang Yiming. You just returned to the Jiang family and have not seen many people. There's actually a lot of people in the Jiang family and many talented youths. However, those people were brought into the Elder Cabinet to be personally trained by a few cabinet elders after they were born. The Elder Cabinet was the backing of the Jiang family's power. Elder Meng and Elder Su, who Yi Qingtang saw, were only in charge of a few Jiang family's external matters. But the fundamentals of the Jiang family were a few cabinet elders in the Elder Cabinet. Those elders were obsessed with martial arts and had profound skills. Every time there was a newborn in the Jiang family, the cabinet elders would test the newborn's endowment with the domain monarch. If they had excellent endowments, they would be directly brought into the Elder Cabinet to be nurtured thoughtfully. Those talented youths who were personally brought up by the cabinet elders rarely appeared in other places of the Jiang family and were cultivating in the Elder Cabinet most of the time. The land of infinite demons was a good training ground, and the extraordinary talents in the Elder Cabinet would participate as well. Evidently, it was truly a good chance to go to the land of infinite demons. Ordinary disciples in the Jiang family did not have any chance to enter the land of infinite demons, as it was extremely dangerous, and given their skills, they probably would not be able to return even if they entered. Yi Qingtang finally understood it when she heard Jiang Sun's explanation. She had been wondering why she had not seen any brilliant youths in the dignified domain monarch's clan. So it was because they were all being nurtured in the Elder Cabinet. Chapter 1478, Elder Cabinet 2. In reality, Yi Yu and Jiang Yiming were considered outstanding in ordinary family clans, but in the Jiang family, they had no qualifications to enter the Elder Cabinet. Yi Qingtang was thinking about this and did not notice that Jiang Lang and Mo Yi were looking at her with a complicated expression. Their daughter could enter the Elder Cabinet originally as well. Regardless of her other endowments, she could enter it solely based on the variant heavenly demon bloodline in her body. However, their daughter was lost the moment she was born. Although she was found now, the people in the Elder Cabinet began training from young to ensure a stable foundation. Yet, Yi Qingtang was left outside for over 10 years, and, what's more, in the martially lacking First Mainland. Jiang Lang and his wife pondered about it, but did not speak. Meanwhile, Elder Su passed through many corridors and arrived at the Elder Cabinet at the back of the Jiang residence. A cabinet elder was walking past the door right at that time, and he halted when he saw Elder Su. Elder Su walked forward and bowed. While both of them were Jiang family elders, a cabinet elder's position was incomparable. What is it? The cabinet elder looked at Elder Su and asked plainly. Elder Su said, "The people heading to the land of infinite demons this time are confirmed. May I know which juniors from the Elder Cabinet will be heading there?" Although Jiang Shangyu decided on the rough candidates, the junior candidates from the Elder Cabinet were not personally chosen by him, and instead by the Elder Cabinet. The Elder Cabinet nurtured remarkable talents of the Jiang family, and was the greatest backing of the Jiang family. All the finest cultivation conditions were also selected by the Elder Cabinet first. The cabinet elder pondered for a moment and said in a low voice, "Let Jiang Qi go then." Elder Su was slightly taken aback when he heard the cabinet elder. Then, he seemed to recall something and spoke again. "There's another matter. Jiang Lang's daughter has returned to the Jiang family. Jiang Lu and I have already tested her bloodline and found that the heavenly demon bloodline in her body has mutated. I wonder if a variant heavenly demon bloodline was extremely rare, and the Elder Cabinet was rather regretful over the disappearance of Jiang Lang's daughter. If that child could be nurtured from young, perhaps she would be the greatest chip of the Jiang family. Where did she grow up? The cabinet elder asked. It seems to be the first mainland. The cabinet elder frowned instinctively, and a trace of regret flashed across his eyes. The first mainland's martial culture is too mediocre. It's truly a pity. If one did not build a solid foundation from young, it would be extremely difficult to break through to higher realms in the future. She will be heading to the land of infinite demons this time as well, Elder Su said. The cabinet elder nodded lightly. Although she did waste over 10 years, the variant heavenly demon bloodline in her body is still there. Going to the land of infinite demons to train is good too. While the cabinet elder felt that it was regretful for that child with potential, he did not ignore the variant heavenly demon bloodline. If there were opportunities, perhaps it could still be reversed. Does everyone know that she has a variant heavenly demon bloodline? The cabinet elder asked. Elder Su shook his head. Only Jiang Lu, the domain monarch, and I know about it. We were not told to let others know about this matter. That's the best. There's no need to spread this news around before she is powerful enough. The Jiang family is known as the Domain Monarchs clan in the first domain, but many ancient clans secretly refuse to accept it. Since they could have sent people to steal the child away last time, we must be more guarded now, said the cabinet elder thoughtfully. You're tuning into the Romance Rendezvous YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.